you guys feeling? Oh, you can do better than that. Savannah, how are you feeling tonight? I'm Mobley. We're gonna play some music for you. This song's called "How in the World."
On the center, something luminous and frightening. Run up your colors, be the thing you couldn't let us see. We and civil little breaking is the fighting. When the fever breaks, I hope you make it go there. When the fever shakes, I hope it doesn't leave you cold. So don't you wake up wondering how to keep this going. Don't you wonder I'm bloody by the blows of those who spite me. But if they come me deep, I'll be the lie, you'll be the thief, I'll be the animal you'll taste it when you bite me. When my fire fades, I hope I made it go there.
You guys feeling all right? All right, we're gonna keep it going. This song's called Cold War.
Reserve, but I won't go wasting another word on sometimes short scholar with straight point collar. to come in this way, please. He's a soon. What's he know? All his friends say I'm cold war cold. It's just my human nature coming out. You say you gotta dance with me before we die. You gotta dance with me before we die. I won't say all the ones, but you made us become it enough. Oh, you say you gotta dance with me before we die. You gotta dance with me before we die. I won't say all the ones, made us become it tonight. I look at this in your bell tower tonight, more or less more of the same. Give no quarter, but the bell loves the king. She told me you say you gotta dance with me. Heard a story about a man who sold himself and quit one day.
We'll be starting very shortly. If you're here for the comedy show, feel free to move up to the stage. Don't be afraid. The comedians will find this here afterwards. And as a courtesy request, please turn off your cell phone ringers and keep your table talk to a minimum. This provides a better experience for you and the comedians. Thank you and have a fabulous time.
Break.
Finally woke up. How you doing? Savannah, Georgia, how do you feel tonight? SAV, is that like the airport code or something? Do you work at the airport? Do you work at the airport? No? Wait, who said it? Is it the guy with the safety vest? Oh, sorry. I was trying to figure out how it was relevant. I'm sorry. You guys doing good? My name's Mobley. I'm from Austin, Texas. I'm gonna play some music for you tonight. It's pretty good.
Mine are all close up except for my I think they're not close up because they're so old. Okay, I probably. No, they're probably slow.
This song's called Young Adult Fiction. How are you people doing? How are you guys doing over here? You good? Can I get you to do me a favor and come around here to the rest of the family?
Oh my.
Come on, come on. Yeah.
Probably.
All right, cool. How's it going, Wormhole? You guys can make a little bit more noise. How's it going, Wormhole? Oh, I don't know who that was, but they're not my favorite person. Welcome to the fancy-ass comedy show. Look at how nice all of you look. Dressed up so nice. You ladies are dressed up so nice. They even got the bartenders dressed up nice. Can I hear it from the bar? You see, now that was a test. That was to see how busy they were, see? I like a bar that's working. You guys make sure you tip them. So we got a bunch of comedians dressed up tonight, and they're going to be beautiful for you guys, but you got me first. So, always like to test my audience with a joke. Always like to test my audience with a joke just to see how cool you guys are. So I saw a sign recently that said youth boxing. I already got one lady. Okay. Saw a sign recently that said youth boxing. It was a gym. It made me go inside. The sign said youth boxing, but it was bullshit. They didn't let me fight any children. I'm arguing with the manager like, sir, your sign clearly says youth boxing. Now bring me out a black 8-year-old. Because I like a challenge. Okay. The people who laughed at that know how hard it is to fight a black 8-year-old. The people who didn't go to 7th grade with me. And that's fine. I said 7th grade. I meant 4th grade. Whatever. You get beat up in both of them. That's cool. So, I can't wait until they invent a review system for drugs. Anybody else use review systems? Yelp, Amazon, Rachel's List, Sophie's List. I feel like I'm losing most of you guys on lists. That's cool. Like, I want to see how those reviews would go. How do you guys think those reviews would go? I think it'd be something like, weed, 5 stars. I ate a piece of pizza off the ground the other day. It was delicious. Ecstasy, 3.5 stars. I danced all night, but I might have made out with my brother. That's why I got 3.5 stars. Crack cocaine, 0 stars. Oh, because it's fucking crack cocaine, you guys. What were you expecting me to say? Crack cocaine, 5 stars. 10 stars. See, that's a dude who smokes crack. He's like, can I pawn those stars for more crack? Crack cocaine, 5 stars. Again, because it's fucking crack cocaine. I got all the VCRs out of my neighborhood. What were you expecting me to say? Perfect. I got so many. I can't wait to show these comedians to you. So I'm a big fan of saving strippers. Anybody else? About the response I expected. I like how you shook your head. You were like, nope, all this money's for me. That's cool. Like, everything I learned about relationships, I learned from rap music videos. That's why I'm a big fan of saving strippers. Do you guys know what it means? It's when you go in and you find a girl who's making thousands of dollars a night and you're like, you don't need any of that, girl. We can both sleep on my futon. It's like my favorite line to use with a young lady, the only line I use is, girl, I can take you away from all this. I know it's nice. It sounds like I'm going to fly you someplace that we both can't pronounce. You know what I mean? The worst part about it is, like, I'm poor. I can't take you away from anywhere. I had to get a ride here. He has to take both of us away from here. You know how upsetting that is when you're at a club talking to someone and you have to ask permission to leave? You're sitting there like, hey, girl, I really like what's happening right now. Would you like to go back to my house and hang out? Just 1 second. Hey, DJ, you ready to leave? No. All right, girl, it's going to be 15 minutes. He just got that drink. Let's hear one more. So I think a lot about the zombie apocalypse and like how I would survive it. And Okay, really quick, how would you survive the zombie apocalypse? Dead, first zombie. You see how quick that is? She's already a zombie. How about yourself? How would you survive the first zombie apocalypse? That's real. See, you know, you need honesty like that. So you guys know now, if it pops off now, she's not in the group. She's like, I wouldn't make it. That's you can't take her along. Like, I just know in the zombie apocalypse, you need 3 things. You need water, food, shelter. Now, I can't get any of those things, but I know there's a strong man who already has them. So my plan for surviving the zombie apocalypse? Prostitution. So, okay, I feel like a lot of you guys don't agree with me. We'll do a test really quick. How many people have ever held a gun? How many people in here have ever held a dick? You go with what you know, is what I'm saying. A lot of you guys are like, oh, you can't, no headshots, but you're like, I just know my grandchildren are gonna write stories about me after we survive. And they're gonna be like, how did your granddad survive the zombie apocalypse? Well, it was easy. He was strong, he was fast, and he had the softest hands in Southeast Georgia. All right, you guys, I'm gonna start this show up. Give it up for yourselves. This is the fanciest comedy show, so you're going to see all these comedians dressed up so nice. So I want you to start making a lot of noise for your first comedian. Come on, let me hear it, let me hear it, let me hear it. Come on, you guys. Give it up for Mr. Aaron Odom.
How'd you know that was my song? All right, what is up, Wormhole? How is it going? Is everybody feeling fancy as shit tonight like me? You like this outfit? I like to call it the Young Republican. I'm just saying, I look like I belonged at that convention. You know, give me one of those hats, I was ready to go. I found out the other day that I have a superpower. And I found this out in the Barnes & Noble. I had to take a shit. And everybody has to take a shit in the Barnes & Noble. All right, it's the books. The smell of books makes you have to take a shit. That's my theory. It's the worst bathroom in the mall. But I was in there, and I realized that I have the power to turn invisible, but only on an automatic toilet, like halfway through. It's going to flush. Just that little drop of water shoots straight up. Gives you that little how you doing right there. And you know, that's fun. I mean, it's both disgusting and stimulating. That's how I like my women. I do. I like my girls a little bit dirty, you know, like, you know, everybody's dick has a fight or flight response. Mine is only fight. It's true. Every guy, like, you meet a girl and you, like, immediately your dick's like, yeah, it's on, or we need to get out of here. We're going to get stabbed. And mine's just ruined. It's fucked up because, like, I'll go out on a date with a girl even if I, like, creep her Facebook and she has, like, a horse in her profile picture. A few of the guys laugh. You know the horse girl thing, all right? Horse girls are a thing. They're notoriously crazy. Notoriously. Like, you meet a horse girl, that's like finding, like, a baby holding a knife. Sure, it's fun to look at. But somebody's going to get hurt by the end of this night, is all I'm trying to say. I got a lot of opinions. I got too many fucking opinions. Like, I don't think that drunk driving is the worst driving. All right? Drunk driving is not the most dangerous driving. It's not texting and driving either. The worst kind of driving is hungover driving. All right? Because at least when I'm drunk driving, I have goals. All right? I want to, if that's what it takes to get out of that misery. Guys in here, y'all remember the first time you bought condoms? Come on, you all fucking remember the first time you bought condoms because it was weird. You were nervous. You're trying to get away to the Magnums. This box of Magnums they have in that CVS, all right? If it would have been cereal, it would have been a family pack. It was condoms. It was a prevent a family pack. I grab my big box of Clint Eastwood condoms and I walk them to that old gray-haired lady behind the counter, hoping she doesn't make a comment, either positive or negative. It'd still be weird. She's just happy to not be selling another enema today. She's like, "You have fun, Tiger, come on." Oh, yes, all right. She scans them, hands them to me. I go home and I try those condoms on. Now, it didn't say anywhere in the instruction manual that you should be able to put your balls in those condoms. But I knew. I goofed, all right? And I realized, like, the first time buying condoms wasn't that embarrassing. It was the second time when I went back for a smaller size. That was the embarrassing time. Being young, it was great. Like, I took a blind date to my senior prom. That was awkward. I just met her. 2 hours later, I'm meeting her dad for the first time. We're taking pictures in the park, and he's just eyeballing me from behind the camera, thinking, I can't believe that this kid is going to have casual sex with my daughter later tonight. But my tuxedo stayed on that entire night, and I had formal sex with his daughter, like a gentleman would. Me and my first girlfriend, we made a suicide pact when we were 13 years old. Suicide pact when we were 13 years old, and our pact was this: if we were ever forced to be apart from each other, we would kill ourselves so that we could be together in eternity. And I know that's pretty fucking crazy, and I also know that that is the plot of Romeo and Juliet. But I was 13 years old. I didn't have that many original ideas yet, and I was trying to be romantic. But we broke up 2 weeks later. Just like any 13-year-old relationship, we broke up. But I like to think that I learned something. You know, like sitting there after it was all over at her funeral, I realized that I've got a commitment problem. All right, I'll leave you guys with this. I do have a girlfriend now, but we've been together for a while, and it's been kind of stale in the bedroom. You know, we've been trying to spice it up. We've been brainstorming lately, you know, throwing out ideas. And I mentioned that maybe, you know, we could act out a rape fantasy. And she didn't want to. It was fantastic. All right, you guys, I've been Aaron Odom. Enjoy the rest of the show.
That was Aaron Odom. Everyone give it up. Damn, that was a fancy suit. Oof, that's made out of material you can't get anymore. That's beautiful. Can you still get that? Oh, hell yeah. Well, we're going shopping tomorrow. We're all new seersucker outfit. Good boy. All right, you guys, I'm going to give you another comedian. He is fancy, and he's a holy man, so you guys show him a lot of respect. Give it up for Rabbi Robert Haas.
Thank you. That's actually my second favorite song. It's so similar to my first favorite, Imagine, by John Lennon. So it's in fact, I think there's some lawsuits over that. My name is Robert Haas, and yes, I'm a rabbi in town. A lot of people look at my yarmulke, they get a little nervous. Don't be nervous. It just means I'm a little bit more religious than you people. And don't worry, because heaven is really not that great of a place, and so I wouldn't worry about it. I enjoy dressing up. I do this all the time, and I don't know, why I dressed up, because obviously you guys aren't going to the same party as me. Just came from a bat mitzvah filled with respectable people, and now I'm here with you people. It's trying to come down in my life. But I live my life by something called the Bible. Have you guys heard of it? Okay. They have it on the internet now. As I was explaining to a couple of the comedians, there's more than just porn on the internet. So the Bible is on the internet. I live by the Bible because I recently just got married. And in the Bible, yes, it says that Adam married Eve. But some people just stick to the basics. I go to the next level. Who was created first, Adam or Eve? Adam was created first. Please read the Bible one of these days, people. But it doesn't tell you exactly how many years. The answer is he was created 14 years before Eve was created, and Eve was the most beautiful woman in the world at the time. So I've taken the Bible and I take it to heart. I take it literally. What did it teach me? It taught me, as a rabbi, to marry a super hot babe who's 14 years younger than me. And that's what I just did, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Very excited. She has some issues, mostly, her taste in men. Very different than Eve. Eve actually had great taste in men. However, she didn't have many options. Let me tell you, Adam was not what you would call a snappy dresser, to say the least. Not the kind of man you want to bring home to mother. But April's chosen me, so I'm very excited. I now have the ring. Because I work out and I worry about breaking the ring, it's been agreed that I can take it off when I work out and when I go to singles bars. But I think that's pretty much common sense. So this marriage thing is awesome. I mean, I now have the first time in my life to really keep all 10 commandments. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to commit adultery. I've never had that option before. But I love this marriage thing. I'm learning all about it. My wife was not born Jewish. She actually went through conversion. Does anybody speak Hebrew for what that means, what conversion translates? I'll translate the Hebrew. When you convert from Christianity to Judaism, in the case of my bride, in Hebrew we call it making good decisions. So just to let you know, but not that, Judaism allows everyone to convert. Okay, Judaism allows everyone who wants to convert, but we try and only get the great ones. We want the good ones to come to our team. That's why I've not invited any of you. That's why I respect Christianity. They take all of you people. So, man, Christianity is awesome. Give 2 thumbs up to Christianity for taking you people to their religion. Yay, monotheism. So it's very interesting dating somebody who grew up Jewish because there's a lot of differences. One of the differences is health. My ancestors lived all grouped together and married their first cousins for several generations. So, of course, that's why I have this body today. So as Jews, we worry about our health. So my wife didn't even have a doctor when we got married. I mean, she literally didn't. Day 1 after I was born, I went to my first urologist appointment. Day 2, proctologist, because prostate cancer is a real problem. And every day I went to another doctor. And by day 7, of course, I went to my first psychiatrist appointment. Day 8, we have what you call Brit Milah, ritual circumcision. And then, so of course, day 9, I went back to the psychiatrist with a whole host of new issues. Let me tell you, it was an emotional time. But it's really wonderful being married to someone who's so beautiful, so amazing. All I can say is that I am thankful to God for giving me this wonderful person, somebody who really completes me. And I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity to marry her. I'm a little disappointed that God brought me to you people here tonight, but I'm happy that God brought me to her. So thank you, everyone. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. I'm going to leave you with a couple of things. First of all, when it comes to interfaith relationships, Savannah has been probably one of the greatest cities in our country. They do so much for ever since Savannah was founded, Jews have been integrated, so much so that tonight you're doing something historic. For the first time in history, a group of Christians, and I'm getting a little emotional, is allowing a Jew to do stand-up comedy. So thank you for letting me be the first Jewish comedian, everyone. It's been a real pleasure. Mazel tov.
That was Robert Haas. Everyone give it up. God, he dresses like that every day. We all had to buy these clothes this afternoon. But I want you guys to show as much love as you did for everyone else for this next comedian. Give it up for Mr. Blair Young.
Yes, I am fancy. So fancy I was scarfing down a corn dog while a rabbi was doing comedy. Being about as Aryan as I possibly can be. I'm not saying that I believe in the Aryan ways. I'm just saying, like, when you're 6 foot tall, athletically built, and blonde, you're fairly certain Hitler had a dream about you at some point in his life. But despite what he would describe as perfect looks, I came to a conclusion recently that I am not a Prince Charming. I know that confuses a lot of you right now when you're looking at me dressed like this. By the way, this ensemble is brought to you by, I didn't take my suit to the cleaner, so I had to find something that looked like it went together today. I think I succeeded, but real quick, I want to prove this point as to why I'm not a Prince Charming. So somebody name me a Disney princess. Ariel. That's an easy one. See, I believe the conversation is very important in a relationship. And all I know is that I took her out to a very nice dinner, and then I rode her ass around in a lagoon, and she didn't say shit to me. The entire time, I'm sitting there thinking I'm blowing it. There's a bunch of animals looking like they want us to fuck in that canoe. Like, it's very strange. I had to learn her name from a crab with a terribly fake accent. And I know I'm not the only one in this room that cheered for that chef during that scene. Because I fucking love crab. Melted butter, yes. Sebastian, no. Name me another one. Come on. Belle? Here's the thing. I think a good relationship only brings out the best parts of you. I don't think you should have to change who you are for a woman. And what I know is that before Belle, I would have been this awesome lion monster with horns, and afterwards I'm your standard dude. I'm not down with that. In my palace, I have a library with every book ever written and every book ever to be written, which means somewhere in there is the entirety of the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy and all the Twilight books. And all the companion books to those two things. And you want to know why no one gave me shit for that? Probably because I'm a giant lion monster with horns, who also owns a singing tea set. No one says shit. Give me one more. Come on. Rapunzel? Because I didn't see any bathrooms in that tower. She's got way too much fucking hair. She's going to toss that down and be like, nope. I'm just going to walk away. I'm surprised none of y'all said Pocahontas. I always get Pocahontas, but that's an easy one. That's because in that scenario, I'm a white English settler, not a Prince Charming. I'd have taken that land and that ass. It's not like she's going to be able to struggle. I would have given her pox. Yep. We got a new Harry Potter book coming out. Well, it's not like a book. It's like the script to the play that we get to read and pretend it's a book. But I got excited because it brought back some memories. Because recently, my old roommate has been texting me in the mornings because he misses me. It's the only reason he's ever asked me to drive 15 minutes to his house for breakfast at 8:30. Because we used to be able to just do that. And I decided one day that, well, I was going to remind him, like, why we didn't get another apartment together. So I started doing all the shit that, one of the things I used to do was he got real crafty for about like 3 weeks and was making Harry Potter wands out of like twigs, wood, like stain, and hot glue to sell on Etsy. He never did it because like the fifth one in, he was like, "Hey, does this look cool?" And I would take the wand and I immediately just stick it in his ear every time. And he hated it, so he gave up on that dream, which is like if you've got a friend with like a stupid dream of being like successful on Etsy, just stick a wand in their ear. Every time they mention it, it's really fun. Another thing I would do to him is, this was not Harry Potter related, but it's one of my favorite things I used to do to his, anytime he'd like ask me a question or bring up a concern, I would give him the answer he wanted, but not a second before I summarized the big reveal at the end of the Where the Wild Things Are movie adaptation. You know, like he'd be like, "Hey man, what's my half of the power?" I was like, "Actually, Max never went to that island. He actually fell asleep in that raft, and the wild things are just representations of his emotions in a dream state. Also, the bills on the fridge. I'm not doing math for you. You figure it out." Or, "Hey man, have you seen my cat?" My God, you don't pay attention. All right, so let me put it this way. Max never went to that island. Like, he actually fell asleep in that raft. And the wild things are just representations of his emotions in a dream state. But also check under my bed. He's been liking that spot for a while. It's like his little cat cave. His cozy little cat cave. Please get him out of my room. He's a piece of shit. I had a blood feud with that cat. All the way up until he died. And then I felt bad. But, like, not that bad because I fucking hated him. My favorite part when I did it to him, though, was we just had a truck hit our apartment. And I don't mean like it hit our building. I mean, it went through my porch and into my closet, which, unlike the truck, wasn't Ford Tough. And we got interviewed by like the American Red Cross, so then they give us money, and it took them 10 minutes to figure out we weren't a gay couple. And like they're at the end, they're like, "Hey, is there anything we can do for y'all?" And I was like, well, I just want to make sure I understand this. So Max never went to that island. He actually fell asleep in that raft, and the wild things were just representations of his emotions in a dream state. My roommate at this point is now going, "Oh my God, not right now. Not right now." And the cat is having PTSD from being like in the room next to where that truck hit. It's going, "I am awake. I was taking a nap, and then the earth shook, and then there was a loud noise, and now I am awake." I was like, "You fucking deserved it, you piece of shit." And it's about that time I realized that I did manage to stave one of Matt's wands. Like they were all on the porch drying when the truck hit it. But I managed to have one, and it was at that moment I went, "Oh God, I almost forgot." And I just pulled out my wallet, pulled out of my pocket, and from like the Red Cross dude just went right in his ear. Because even at that moment, I had to remind him one day, we're not going to live together. And it's going to be my fault. Anyway, I'm Blair Young. Thank you.
That was Blair Young, everyone. Give it up. He stole some professor's jacket for the show, and that's cool. You guys, I'm going to keep it going. Would you like to see your first lady of the night? Oh, yeah. Let's get some fancy lady action in here. I want you to put your hands together for Miss Tara Scott.
What up, Wormhole? Oh my gosh, you guys doing all right? Whew. 7 weeks ago, I had a baby. That's not a joke. 7 weeks ago, I had a fucking baby. The fuck? What? My mom was really excited. For years, she was like, "When are you gonna have a baby? When are you gonna have a baby? When are you gonna have a baby?" I decided to have a baby, like, out of wedlock when I was, like, kind of unemployed. She was like, "What the fuck are you having a baby for?" I was like, "This is what you wanted. Be careful what you wish for, Mom." It's cool, though. He's cool. But I'm not going to spend all night talking about him because he's not here. And he's a hack. He's never written a joke. He just steals shit off the internet. It's pretty lame. Man, I'm going to talk about my C-section, though. That sucked. They literally sliced me in half and took the baby out. Like, the fuck is this? The fuck? I was the only, vaginal birth. I know that's a gross thing to say at a comedy show. But I was. My brother, I have an older brother. He's 5 years older than me. He was in the military for 16 years. He got honorably discharged. Now he works for a major corporation. He's like the boss. I got a little sister. She went to SCAD, graduated with really good grades, $50,000 a year. She's doing commissions. She lives on her own. I'm pretty much unemployed. I had a baby out of wedlock, and I still live at my parents' house, but I wasn't a fucking C-section. My brother and my sister were, so I'm just gonna ride that fucking train for the rest of my life. Like, anytime my parents are like, "We're disappointed in you," I'm like, "I found the fucking hole. You owe me." Now that I've had a C-section, I know how much they fucking suck. I'm not doing shit else. I'm gonna live in my parents' house forever. I'm gonna call them and tell them to pay my phone bill. Be like, "Yo, this phone bill is expensive. Can I get $80? They're gonna be like, "You're a grown woman." I'm gonna be like, "I wasn't a fucking C-section. Give me my motherfucking money. Fuck you guys. Fucking bitches. Man, my family is great. I talk a lot of shit about them. They're great. I really appreciate my mom. She was here for a while, and every once in a while I could go out and drink. I don't appreciate that. I appreciate that more than her like raising me and shit. She was like, go out and have fun with your friends. I'll watch the baby. I was like, yo, it's the best thing you've ever done for me. She's like, what about that time I raised you? I was like, I didn't turn out that great. Maybe I shouldn't leave my baby with you. I'm technically still on maternity leave. I might never go back to work. Fuck work. Work is awful. I was a waitress for a really long time. Anybody wait tables out there? Yeah, these guys know what I'm talking about. Anytime your wait staff says absolutely to you, they're telling you to go fuck yourself. No, think about it. They're like, hey, can we all get split checks? Absolutely. Can I have like a bunch of lemons and some sugar? Absolutely. Go fuck yourself. What the fuck you're doing? You're making lemonade, bitches. We have lemonade. You want that? Nah, you good? You just want to fucking sit there and try to dissolve sugar in the cold water? That's cool. I'm not bringing you a fucking spoon because I'm a bitch. I'm just gonna let you try to stir that shit with your straw. Just be like, we'll walk by and act like I don't see you. Can I get a spoon? We don't have spoons. When somebody orders a soup, drink that shit with your hands. Lap it up. Get the fuck out of here. You need a spoon for your homemade lemonade. That Mio shit fucks you up though when you're serving. Somebody like pulls that shit out of their purse. You're like, oh motherfucker. But I got something for your ass. I'm gonna just keep refilling your drink till it goes back to clear. Just keep refilling the water. That's all I'm gonna do. I might not even bring you your food. It's gonna be like, we gonna get that shit back to water, motherfuckers. You need a refill? Somebody else at the table's like, can I get more Diet Coke? No, I'm doing something. Fuck you. Fuck out of here. Now I'm basically like a secretary. Basically, that's my new job. I'm like a clerk. I don't even really know what I do. But I feel like that's just as bad because both of those jobs are jobs where like in the 1950s, somebody could smack you on the ass. You couldn't say anything about it. It's like you're walking down the street with your husband. Some guy smacks you on the ass in like 1956. Your husband gets all mad, and the guy's like, whoa, 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 don't be mad. She's my secretary. Your husband's like, oh, okay, she's your secretary. That's totally fine. Then they light up cigars and drink bourbon out of sifters and like blow smoke in babies' faces because it's 1956. And that kind of shit's allowed. And like so much racism, just like totally okay. Just do whatever you want. Man. I feel like the big difference about working at a restaurant and working in an office now, though, at the restaurant you have to pretend to care about people that you just met. In an office you have to pretend to care about people you see every day. Like my coworkers roll in, I'm like, oh hey, how you doing? They're like, oh my mom is real sick. She's got the bird flu. I'm like, what? Really? Oh my God. I don't care. They're like, hey, we got this mac and cheese recipe. You want it? I'm like, absolutely. Fuck no, I don't want that shit. Yeah, but I'm excited that, I'm out here with you guys. My sister is watching my baby. I'm a little bit nervous, though, because my sister's kind of an asshole. She was an asshole when she was a kid. She's kind of an asshole now. I'm not sure she's smart enough to watch a baby. My sister looked at me a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, well, a couple of years ago, and she's like, hey, you know what would be really cool? I was like, would be really cool, Lauren? She's like, it would be really cool. I'm like, what would be really cool? She's like, if you could make a giant meatball. Just like one big meatball. You could put it in the middle of the table, everybody could share it. It'd be so cool. I was like, that's a meatloaf, you fucking asshole. What are you fucking talking about? You know what a meatloaf is? My parents pay $50,000 a year to send you to the most expensive school for coloring. And you don't know what a meatloaf is. How am I not their favorite? I also was not a fucking C-section, you guys, all right? How am I not the favorite child? I do comedy because that's the only time I ever truly feel loved. Thank you guys so much. My name's Tara Scott.
That was Tara Scott, everyone. Give it up. She is so funny, and we are going to keep this train moving right along. Really quick, how are you guys feeling? Scale of 1 to 10. How nice do you guys look tonight? Oh, it's always a 10. You look nice. You look nice. You ladies. You ladies. I feel like we had a moment earlier. You look very nice. How's it going? My name's Derek. I do comedy. Either way, your next comedian. Give it up for Mr. Chris is Lame.
Wormhole, how you guys doing tonight? I feel like I'm the only comedian up here that needed a fashion consultant before I came up tonight. Jesus. I was in the store today. I was like, what is fancy? And everybody was like, oh, this dude is fucking homeless. All right. Let's do some goddamn jokes. Wormhole one more time. How you guys doing tonight? You guys doing good? It's Friday night. We ain't got shit to do. We ain't got no job. Hell yeah, dude. Is that Craig? Oh, Craig, what's going on, Craig? I'm gonna start off with some jokes. I just got out of a relationship not too long ago. I'm not too heartbroken about it though. You know what I mean? It was like a mutual split between us. We both just mutually decided that we didn't want to speak to me anymore. So here I am tonight, but it's fine. I've been trying to go on dates and stuff. I went on a date with this girl. And we were talking on a date, and she was just like, you know, sometimes I just wish we lived in the 50s. You know what I mean? Do you think times was just easier in the 50s? So basically what she was trying to tell me is she didn't date black people. But at the very least, she didn't wish we could vote. You guys know what I'm talking about? You guys ever been in a history class before? No? Just me? All right. That joke is called Something That I Actually Heard on a Date. I don't know. I realize romantically I'm nothing like the movie The Notebook. I'm more like a sticky note. Nah, but I'm single now, and I've been trying to do the whole Tinder thing. You guys heard this thing called Tinder? Anybody? Tinder? I've been on Tinder, and I've been trying to figure out which two ladies like more: green apple or blue raspberry. Ma'am, right here. Green apple or blue raspberry? Green apple or blue raspberry? Green apple. What about you, man? Green apple or blue raspberry? Blue raspberry. Well, it turns out about 100% of the ladies that I talked to on Tinder about this did not respond. So, here I am. I don't know. That's stupid. I know. It's hard being a comedian. When you're me, it's hard, like, being a comedian and trying to hit on girls, because every time I hit on a girl, they automatically assume that I'm like joking with them, and like I hate to be frank about this, but like who has ever joked about trying to fuck? Like honestly, really, seriously, who has ever joked about trying? Like, what does she expect to happen? Does she expect me to be like, yeah, I can't wait to get this girl back into my room, because as soon as I get into my room, I'm gonna pull out a flower and squirt her with water. Like I go down on her to start pulling a handkerchief out of handkerchief. That's not what happens. That joke is called Too Close to Home. Thank you. I don't know. But I've been thinking a lot about my name, Chris is. If like to have that as like a name for like what I'm trying to do. Like I can't have comedy groupies with the name Chris is Lame. What are girls gonna say to me after the show? It's like, oh yeah, Chris, give me some of that lame dick. Like, I don't like how that sounds at all, ma'am. I'm sorry. That sounds like a disease you catch in the 70s for not wearing enough baby powder. I'm sorry. Kind of miss me with that, ma'am. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm fucking lonely. But one of my favorite TV shows is Seinfeld, and I really like the show Seinfeld. I feel like if my... I don't think that was a line for the show, but fuck yeah, I love Seinfeld too. I like Seinfeld. I feel like if my life was a lot like the show Seinfeld, I feel like me and all my friends, we would be Kramer. You know what I mean? Because we all just like yelling the N-word. You guys seen an episode of Seinfeld before? It was called The N-word. No. You could be my George anytime, dude. What's your name? Marvin, that's a cooler name than. No, it's not. I was. I'm gonna call you George from now on. I don't know what you look like, but I'm gonna call every dude I see George from now on. I'm gonna call you George. All right. We just had that exchange. That's stupid. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know. I realized the button on my keys to lock my door has two functions. The first time I press it, it locks the door. And the second time I press it, it lets everybody know, I don't really trust this neighborhood. you know, I'm talking about people who live in Savannah, Georgia. No. I realize it's really hard to be intimidating when you have the hiccups. I was walking down the street the other day, and I was walking. I accidentally bumped into this larger gentleman. He got really upset at me. He got angry. He was like, "Hey, man, what's with you going?" I was like, "Nah, man. Nah, really? Nah, how about you get the fuck up out of my face with that? Learn how to control your liquids, bitch." And then he beat the shit out of me because you can't talk. So, guys, you guys support the troops. You know what I mean? You guys support the troops. Give it up for the troops one time. Overseas. Give it up for the troops overseas. You know, doing the Lord's work. You know, I got a mom, and, you know, being a mother is a tough job. It's one of the toughest jobs. Give it up for being a mom one time, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm talking about? You know, like oxygen. That's kind of a cool-ass thing. Give it up for oxygen one time. How much more time do I got? That was called pandering. All right, let's wrap this shit up. You guys support the LGBT community at all? LGBT supporters at all? LGBT supporters? For those of you who aren't clapping who don't know what it is, it's the lesbian, gay, bi, sickle tarantula, that whole group of people. Like, I wish I could support them 110%, but, like, if a homosexual works at a haunted house and they scare me, does that make me homophobic? Who would thought? Think about it. A gay drive-by is called a fruit roll-up. Why'd I write that joke? I don't have no idea. All right, I'll leave you guys with this one. On my fanciest joke. I reached a new low point in my life not too long ago. I got really drunk one night and I drove to a Checkers. That's not the low point yet. I got really drunk one night and I drove to a Checkers and I proceeded to pass out. Now, Marvin, I don't know if you know this, but Checkers has a strict no sleeping policy there. I also don't know if you know this, but one of the most horrifying ways to be woken up from your sleep, it is to a grown man that's banging on your car window, that's being like, woke up, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, ah! And I drove away. And then, like, I looked over to the side, and I realized, like, oh, shit, I didn't even get anything. So I had to take my car all the way back around the drive-thru at Checkers. You ever had to take the walk of shame out of Checkers? It's fucking horrifying. But I did realize, though, the second worst way to be woken up from your sleep, and it's to that same man that's banging on your car window, just being like, hey, man, I really think you need to get your life together, dog. This is a McDonald's up the street. You gotta live like this no more. All right, that's all my time. You guys have a great night, okay? Get home safe.
That was Chris's Lame, everyone. Give it up. He heard there was a fancy-ass comedy show, and he still wore a hat that said, I only drink the finest breast milks. So, we have so many more comedians for you guys. Let me bring up another one. You are going to love him to death. Give it up for Mr. J. Bogus.
You guys like my outfit? Thank you. Chris is lame said I look like the owner of a funeral home who fucks widows. I have to agree, but still. Guys, I consider myself a relationship expert. I have 3 kids from 3 different women. But I learned from my mistakes because only 2 of them have been arrested this month. So, but yeah, from my experiences dealing with women, I decided I wanted to share them with the world and write a book. And when you buy my book, you will learn such things as how to determine which of your children's mothers stabbed the living fuck out of your tires while you're at work. Or times when it's acceptable to have unprotected sex with someone you just met. I'll go ahead and give that one away now. Go with your gut. A good friend of mine, what really got me into the relationship expert field was when a good friend of mine approached me and said, Jay, you have so much luck with ladies that make bad decisions. How can I get these same ladies to make sex on me? And I said, well, the fact that you said that shows you're definitely ready for this. So I'm going to tell you all what I told him. Males in the audience, you're in for a treat tonight. You're about to receive some information that will work on any woman in this audience, any one of them. So pay attention. 100% success rate. Approach a woman confidently. Stare her right in the eyes. Don't introduce yourself yet. Just stare at her. Women love when men they don't know do that to them. And in your deepest, lowest, Barry White voice, without breaking eye contact, you say, I eat ass. It works. See? Any woman in the audience that works on. But as I said, I have 3 kids, and parenting is pretty fun. It's definitely enlightening being able to watch a child grow and knowing how much influence you have on them. And just last night, for example, my son walked in on me having sex with his mom, and he just cried until like 3 a.m. I was just like, man, he's probably gonna grow up and watch cuckold porn or something. Yeah, gotta be careful with kids. But I like to talk about social issues a lot too, and I recently became a supporter of trans rights. Yeah, but no need to really woo. It's not because I'm a great person. It's mostly because some bitch I work with was talking shit about Caitlyn Jenner, and I don't really want to agree with anything she says at all. So, but yeah, I realized last month that I hate my job, like just hate it. Who all works a day job that they hate? Yeah, it's a common thing. But I decided to get into the world of costumed vigilanteism. And I did my Googles on how to do this correctly. And it said you have to look up, in order to create a good name, you have to look up like a color and like a name of something terrifying, like the Black Manta Ray, or like the Blue Beetle, or the Red Devil, or Green Goblin, stuff like that out the comics. So, I took notes, I followed the advice, but my first night out is the Purple Prison Rape. Didn't go too well. All right, y'all, I'm Jay Bogus.
That was Jay Bogus, everyone. Give it up. Funeral director that fucks the widows. Man, You guys, we have a few more comedians for you. I want you to give it up for this guy. He got so dressed up, I was like, damn, you're going to outshine everyone. So make sure you tell him how nice he looks. Mr. Keegan Ray.
Guys, don't get excited. I bought this for a derby party like 3 years ago, and I was like, I will be goddamned if I don't use this fucking outfit again. As soon as they said fancy, I was like, I'm wearing it. I'm wearing my Colonel Sanders outfit tonight. So anybody getting drunk tonight, Wormhole? Make some noise. Anybody getting drunk tonight? I like that Savannah drunk. We get a different kind of drunk. When I go to other cities, people see me drinking and they're like, where are you from? It's 10:30 in the morning. Like, has anybody here ever got drunk and done that Savannah stumble to Parker's? Anybody to see? Nobody wanted to cheer on that one. Everybody just does that slow nod where they're just like, God damn it. Yeah, I've done it. Dude, I love when I go into Parker's and they got that buffet and you go in there and you're just hammered. People are fucking fighting. There's World Star videos getting filmed behind you. You're like, dude, don't push me. I need grits. Like, Jesus Christ. Settle down in the back. You get up there, you're like, I have 3 chicken fingers and some grits. You get to the front, and Parkers are some gangsters. That's what I have noticed. Like, Parkers are some fucking gangsters. Like, you get right up to Parkers, you're like, yeah, just checking out. I got the 3 chicken fingers and the grits. Dude, the Parkers is like, that's $45. You're like, no, I think you misheard me. I just had the 3 chicken fingers and the grits. He's like, where else you gonna go, bitch? We the only game in town, motherfucker. Well, you gonna walk your ass out on President Street to Waffle House? Keep talking, 55. You're like, damn, motherfucker, I'll just take it. He's like, next. You're like, God damn it, it happened again. I'm paying for that big-ass house on Monterey Square. Every time I hear the pedicab people go by, they're like, and this is the guy who owns Parker's? I'm like, fuck that guy. I paid that dude's fucking mortgage right now with chicken fingers and grits. So anybody out with that one friend that you have? Everybody has that one friend that you go out with, and you're like, we're going out tonight. We're going to party tonight. Get your Snapchat ready. And then you see somebody coming out of the house, you're like, oh, shit. Jason's driving? We're going to jail. We got a 50% chance that we're going to jail if Jason's coming out. So anybody been to Athens, Georgia? Make some noise if you ever been to Athens, Georgia. Anybody been there? Yeah, it's a fucking shit show. I used to go there all the time when I was underage and couldn't even really drink. Yeah, so one of my first times going to Athens, Georgia, we go out. It's a long weekend. I'm not going to hit y'all with all the long details, but it's like Saturday night. We've been partying since Thursday. I'm dragging dick to the ground. I'm like, I can't do this anymore, guys. I'm done. My wallet is hurting. And then Jason came out. He's like, we're going out tonight. I'm like, Jason, I don't have the money to go out. He was like, dude, I just hit a parlay. For all my gamblers in the house, you know what I'm talking about. For everybody else that doesn't know, this dude made a fuck ton of money on illegal gambling online. So he's like, I got you. And I'm like, Jason, if we're going out tonight, I'm not going to be that dude just standing there all timid at the end of the bar like, hey, I need a drink if I could get one, please. Thank you. I'm like, we got to go out. He's like, I got you. I'm 4 stacks up. So I had to Google that shit on Urban Dictionary, and I'm like, oh, shit, he's $4,000 up. That's like 4,000 times what's in my bank account. Like, I guess we're really going out. So we pile into the back of a pickup truck to go to downtown Athens. It was at that very moment I realized we're probably going to jail. So I don't know about y'all, but when I get with my group of friends, I do He's a solid one. Oh, Frankie's coming. Jesus Christ. So there we are. We're riding. Bad news bears, ladies and gentlemen. All of a sudden, on the ride there, I'm thinking we're okay. Not everybody is fucking hammered. There's only a few of us. All of a sudden, my buddy hit the top of the truck like, pull over here, dude. We got to stop. So we make a stop at a local Kroger. I think we're going to hop out and get some cigarettes. Maybe get a six-pack to drink at the back of this truck, because how much more redneck could we? And then, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of wind. What did you say? He said, I have to get a pack of bologna for the night. I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that. So we're riding to the bars. We're about to get out of the bar. My man pulls up his pant leg. He's got an ankle monitor on. Our chances of going to jail just went to 65. And he starts stuffing the bologna down in between his ankle monitor and his ankle. And I knew I shouldn't have asked, but I had to. I said, what are you doing? He said, well, you know, it tests my sweat for the alcohol, and it won't. I said, stop right there. Has it worked before? He said, yes. I said, we're good. So we go to the first bar. We're drinking. We're partying. I'm hanging out. I'm having a good time. So as I'm at the bar ordering a shot, all of a sudden, I see the bouncers at the door. They make a beeline over to my group, and I'm thinking, this cannot be good. So I do the check. I got John. I got Frankie. I got me. Oh, fuck. Where's Jason? I can't find him. I look up. The bartenders are pointing behind the bar. They're like, you're fucking out of here. I'm like, what's going on? My man Jason is behind the bar making drinks. Y'all don't know how to make no fucking drinks anyway. I was like, we're going to jail tonight. Our odds just increased to 70%. But he did the greatest thing I've ever seen. But the bouncers come over to him. He's pouring out shots. So, of course, I know, go ahead and take this shot because it's going to get taken away from him. It's just quick as fuck. Looks at the bouncer dead in the face. Now, this is the smallest little red-haired dude I know. He looks the bartender or the bouncer dead in the face. He goes, hey, man, here's $10. Threw the bouncer all off his fucking game. He came over there like Roadhouse. He didn't know what to do. He's like, what is this $10? He said, go ahead and take the hour off. I said, that's a good line. I proceeded to take the other 3 shots like we're out of here. So that's bar number 1. We are kicked the fuck out. So we go to bar number 2. Everything's okay. Bar number 3 starts getting a little fuzzy. Bar number 4, I'm like, we haven't had a problem in 3 bars. That's a fucking problem. Somebody in our group is looking to start some bullshit. So I'm sitting at the bar again, having another drink. All of a sudden, the bouncer comes over and goes, hey, I need to talk to you. I said, me? What am I doing? He said, your friend's fucking out of here. So I did the check. Well, I got Jason. I got John. I got me. I look over. My man Frankie is shirtless and shoeless with his socks like a goddamn sock hop at the end of a packed bar in Athens, Georgia. So I'm like, let me go ahead and intervene. He goes, well, let me just tell you, we've been giving that guy Coca-Cola for the last 45 minutes. I go down there. I said, Frankie, man, we need to have a conversation. What are you doing right now? He looked at me and gave me the most sensible answer from a drunk person I've ever heard. He said, Keegan, what do you mean? I said, you don't have a shirt on. He said, well, it's hot in here. I said, I feel you. It was pretty fucking hot in here. I said, where are your shoes at? He goes, Keegan, if I had my shoes on, how would I moonwalk in this motherfucker? And then he busted a moonwalk across the floor. I looked at the bouncer. I said, this dude's making great decisions. What are you talking about? We got kicked the fuck out. So the last bar we went in, we're sitting there. I'm trying to rein them in. At this point, I have quit drinking because I realized we are at an 85% chance of going to jail. Now, I don't know, are there any wrestling fans in attendance tonight? Do y'all remember the Heartbreak Kid, HBK? My buddy gets up to go to the bathroom. Stands at the bathroom door. He goes up to the door. He says, I'm standing 50 feet away like, no, the fuck he's not. Boom! He kicks the door open. Some poor dude's in there taking a shit, just pants around his ankle like, what are you doing? Bouncers just swarm him like the SWAT team. They start carrying this dude out. He gets the entire bar to sing HBK's intro music. I think I'm sexy. Bam, bam, I know I'm good. I was just like, again, I know it's out of control. This guy's making good decisions. Like, that's hilarious. So we're at a 95% chance of going to jail. Last bar. They wanted to go. We already got kicked out of the strip club. We walked in. They said no. They looked at our group and said, I don't fucking think so. So we're walking, and it's toppers in Athens. Like, if they're not letting you in there, you need to go home. So we go in, bartender. We go to order drinks. I see her make that classic bartender move to the bouncer where she goes, I do my check again. I got Jason. He's not making any drinks. I got John, the HBK kid. He's not doing anything. And then I look over, and my man Frankie has his shirt tied up like them 80s girls. You know what I'm talking about? Like tied up. And he's banging on the bar, trying to get the bar to rouse in a karaoke version of My Girl, where he's just stomping his feet and nobody else is singing, just going, my girl, my girl, my girl, talking about. And I'm like, dude, we're fucking out of here. So I start carrying him the fuck out, right? So as we're getting out the door, and I'm thinking, we're going to jail tonight. Call Stephen Mays, my legal attorney. We got to figure out what we're going to do and how long we're going to be put away. I noticed that he's eating something. I'm like, there ain't no food in this fucking bar. He's just chowing down. And as I'm carrying him out, I look at him and I said, Frankie, what the fuck are you eating? He said, it's kind of like a bologna sandwich. Ladies and gentlemen of Wormhole, Frankie was eating that 3 a.m. sweaty ankle bologna. So I'm just here to tell you, if you have a fucking Jason in your group, please call an Uber. Thank y'all so much. My name is Keegan.
That was Keegan Ray, everyone. Give it up. You know how drunk you got to be, them not to let you in top? What? You know. Oh, damn, that is. And he ate the bologna. You guys, that. We have a few more comedians for you. I'm going to bring up another one. Make a lot of noise for Mr. Gerard Smith.
Yo, what's up, Wormhole? So I like to keep my head clear of silly ass hoes. So I guess you could say I like to keep my mind thoughtless. I say that like, you know, like I'm like the most confident ass player in the world, but I'm not. Like, I'm extremely socially awkward. Like the other day I was at work, I was leaving work, and like this one girl from the job was like walking towards me, and I was trying to time when I should say hello or goodbye or whatever, because like I didn't want to say it like too early and her not hear it, but I didn't want to say it too late either, you know, and be awkward about it. So I'm just like, and then she like says hi to me first, but she's like, oh my God, you never say anything, you never talk. And like, what's your name? And I'm like, oh, my name's Gerard. And then she tells me her name and everything. She's like, well, have a nice day and all that. And so like, as soon as she walks away, in my head, I'm like, man, she better quit playing me before she mess around and get this dick. You know what I'm talking about? And immediately after I said that, I'm just like, what the fuck am I talking about? Like, why did I go from being extremely socially awkward to like thinking I'm like the flyest nigga in the world? You know, I'm like, where did that come from? Because I feel like anytime a girl shows me like just the smallest amount of affection, automatically I'm thinking she's trying to sleep with me, you know? Like if Mother Teresa was still alive, and let's say I met Mother Teresa and she's doing like a group prayer or something like that, I'll be sitting there like, man, she looked me directly in the eyes when she said, God bless you. She better quit trying to throw blessings a nigga away before she mess around and get this dick, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know, it's a problem. So I saw like the greatest tweet I've probably ever seen in my life the other day. And the tweet said, I don't know why they call this the Scooby-Doo show when Velma's the one solving all the crimes. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a great tweet, except when you think about the fact that tweet came from DMX. And nothing makes me happier than the thought of DMX just sitting in front of his TV watching Saturday morning cartoons, just grilling the fuck out of it. Just angry as hell, growling and everything. Because, like, DMX was my favorite rapper back in the day, you know? Like, DMX was, I used to love DMX back in high school, but let's just say that DMX did not age like wine. Because I heard an album that he put out last year. I started listening to it, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't finish the album. I don't know if any of y'all have ever dealt with, like, watching a loved one slowly pass away, and you don't want to visit them in the hospital because you're just like, oh, man, I don't want to remember you like that, you know? Like, I want to remember how you used to be. That's what I was like listening to this album. I just grabbed a pillow, and I just started slowly smothering the speakers with it. And I'm like, shh, DMX, I don't want to remember you like this. I want to remember you how you used to be back in your heyday when you were barking and growling to your heart's content, yelling about shooting and killing people and drugs, making homophobic statements, and then immediately contradicting those homophobic statements by telling multiple men to suck your dick. Back when you were asking life's important questions, like, what these bitches really want from a nigga? Yelling nonsensical statements like, a raccoon ain't nothing with a big cat. I don't know what the fuck that means, DMX. But, okay, I guess I think I was only supposed to do a little bit of time over here tonight, so I just want to talk one more thing before I get off y'all about. I'm talking to y'all about one more thing. Like, this is something that's really important to me. Like, the homeless problem has become like a really big issue here in, you know, Savannah. We got like a lot of homeless people here in Savannah. And like the other day I was walking down the street and this homeless lady, like she comes up to me and she asked me for a little bit of change. And she's just like, I haven't eaten anything in a week. Could you spare anything? And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't really spare any change. I don't really have anything on me. And she's like, please, I'll take anything you can spare. And you know, she just puts her hand on my shoulder. And I looked at the hand that she placed on my shoulder, and I just thought to myself, man, if this woman doesn't quit touching me, she's going to mess around and get this dick. You know what I'm talking about? All right, thank you. That's my time.
That was Gerard Smith, everyone. Give it up. She don't mess around and get this dick. That is good job. I'm telling you. All right, we got a few more comedians left. So this person is a very good friend of mine, very hilarious comedian. So show him all the love you've shown everyone else. Give it up for Mr. Stephen Mays.
What's up, Wormhole? How are y'all doing? Not the same voice you expected with that dancing, am I right? I see a lot of y'all drinking tonight. Just want y'all to be careful if you're driving home. Don't want y'all to get a DUI. I already got a couple of those, and let me tell you, they fucking suck. Last one I got was bullshit, though, because I knew I was too drunk to drive. So I let Jesus take the wheel. But judging from the ditch I woke up in, he had way more to drink than I did. It's true. Glad y'all found that a little bit humorous, because the cop didn't find it funny at all. Cop was like, oh, Jesus took the wheel. Where is he now, buddy? I was like, you haven't heard the word, bro? Jesus is everywhere. He's like, well, you can go spend some time with him in county. If you've never been pulled over for your DUI, let me give you some do's and do nots. Mainly don'ts. When you get pulled over, the cop will come to your car and say something like, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? Don't do what I did and just go, and stick your hands down your pants. Because then they'll pull you out of your car because they think you're going for a weapon, which I was. Am I right, ladies? No. After they pull you out of the car, they'll hit you with a sideball. A curveball, not a sideball. They'll say something like, sir, you smell like alcohol. Again, don't do what I did, just go, better than weed. Because it's not, guys. It's end up in the same place for both of those. But when I was locked up, I learned a lot. And it's not what you're thinking. You're like, with lips like those, I bet you did. But I already knew how to do that before I went in there. No. I learned you can tell a lot about somebody by the way they tell time. Like if somebody tells time in weeks, months, or years, don't listen to that story. It's going to be real boring. It's going to be something like, it's been 3 weeks since I've been in a pool. Nothing exciting about that. If you hear somebody tell time in days, though, you fucking listen. Because it's going to be something like, it's been 184 days since I sucked dick for crack. Because the only people that tell time in days are people fresh out of jail or in rehab. And if it's neither of those things, they're autistic, so you get that motherfucker and you take them to Vegas. Because winner, winner, chicken dinner. I feel like a lot of y'all are upset about that because I said something about autistic people. I was made very aware that they are not retarded, they're just weird. So they deserve to get made fun of just like everybody else. Oh, man. Ugh. I don't know why I bought that. But I paid for it, so I'm going to fucking finish it, right? If any of y'all ever had that slogan, like, I spent money on this, I'm going to fucking down it. It's awful logic for me. I don't know if you've heard my luck. I'm likely to get a prostitute that turns out to be a guy. And be like, paid for it, so I'm going to finish it. Just not in my eyes, Daisy. We're in Savannah, Georgia. I don't know if you've been around here lately. But the reason I've been dabbling in prostitutes is because I've recently gotten out of a relationship. And I'll never forget this girl. Because she had the bumpiest nipples I've ever seen in my life. Like every time I closed my eyes while we were having sex, I thought I was licking a Star Crunch. I really wish I could have read Braille. It could have been a really interesting story. Maybe it was the secret formula to Coke. Maybe it was just a warning sign. Like, this chick is fucking crazy. I don't know. Actually, she was Jewish, so it would have been the other way around. If I read her nipples this way, it would have sounded like Yoda. Just like, crazy this chick is. She would have had the wisest nipples in all of the galaxy. But we didn't break up over her nipples. I love Star Crunches. One of my favorite snacks. We broke up because we didn't have a lot of things in common. Like, she was like really into fucking other guys. And I was like, not my thing. Can do without that one, huh? Talking to a new girl now. And sir, what's the dumbest question you've ever asked on a date? All right, I don't care anymore. Sir, what's the dumbest question you've ever asked on a date? You're a player. I can already tell by that beard. So I'm going to move on. Sir, what's the dumbest... Yeah, two guys over here. One of y'all have asked something dumb to each other. What's the dumbest question you've asked on a date? Oof. How many guys have you been with? That's a tough... The biggest guy you've ever been with, and this girl, without hesitation, 10 inches. Holy shit. I need to go buy a hard hat with a light on top of it to go through this mine shaft he drilled out. Good Lord. I hope he left a map to the G-spot, because I'm going to have a hard time finding that one, huh? And there's nothing I could have said to her to make her feel as bad as I felt. I couldn't be like, well, my last girl was as tight as a 10-year-old. Because then you got to answer a lot of questions, people. You got to tell people that you moved into their neighborhood. You got to stay 1,000 yards away from playgrounds, which sucks, because where else am I supposed to get clean piss from a probation officer? These degenerates that have been on stage, they're the reason I'm going to jail after this set. Like, I love how this is a fancy comedy show, and I just dressed up like a date rapist from a fraternity, and everybody's completely fine with it. So I've been watching a lot of 90s movies lately. These guys, just a lot of S's at the end of my words now. I drink just lots of 90s movies, though. And one thing I realized with 90s movies, everybody's happy. Black guys always had the coolest do's in their fades. Movies nowadays really dystopic. Everybody's awkward. Or they're a psychopath or an awkward psychopath, which is just somebody who stabs you without making eye contact. Like, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to leave my knife there. And that stuff even translates into the porn. 90s porn, fun. Girls always had cool dudes down there. Maybe a landing strip, a Hitler stash. Ooh, I don't know. Saw a girl with an Air Jordan down there. I was like, oh shit, ballin'. Dude's about to dunk that shit. But he was white, so he just hit her with a finger roll. Y'all don't watch basketball. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all don't. It's all right. Nowadays, porn's completely unrealistic. First off, girls are completely clean-shaven down there. That's not realistic at all. Especially when you've been with a girl for a while. It's always got a weird 5 o'clock shadow. It looks like it just got off a long day at the factory. It just wants to sit in its favorite chair and have a beer and watch the game. It's always super aggressive, too. Porn nowadays is always some teen girl versus some sort of monster. And this girl never comes prepared. She never has a rope of garlic or a silver bullet. She's like, I'm going to tame this monster with my mouth. Never works out in her favor. Porn nowadays is like the opening scene to Law & Order SVU. I'm like, oh no, I need to help this girl. Then I finish, I'm like, he's leaving a lot of DNA around. He keeps saying, say my name. He fucking put it online. Like, Ice-T should have this wrapped up real fast. I'll leave y'all off on this. I'm originally from Spartanburg, South Carolina, a.k.a. Sparkle City, which is funny that it's named that because the only thing that sparkles there is moonshine and crystal meth. Beautiful place. Beautiful place. But I'm from a predominantly black neighborhood, and I would get asked a lot of weird questions. They'd be like, hey, Steven, why do white people like cheese so much? I'd be like, I don't know, it's fucking delicious. I'll take a ½ ounce of Gouda if you got it. Sometimes the questions get way more serious. They'd be like, why'd the white man create crack? Was it to destroy black neighborhoods structurally and economically? And I know what they expected, like, oh no, the black people figured it out. Let me go alert the Grand Wizard. But I was like, didn't a black guy create peanut butter? Do you know how many little white kids are allergic to peanut butter? Most of them. But I'm glad these guys weren't thugs, because they would have been like, hold up, hold up, hold up. You mean we got to cap these crackers no more? We could just Peter Pan them? Could you imagine the news reports? Just 2 drive-by peanut butterings today on Henry Street. Black guys jumping out. Get jiffed, bitch. Get jiffed. Oh, shit, the creamy didn't work. Jamal, hit him with the chunky. Hate crimes have never been so delicious. All right, y'all, that's all my time. I hope y'all have fun.
That was Stephen Mays. Everyone give it up. Oh, my God. We have 3 more comedians left for you guys. How do you guys feel? Make some noise. Let me hear you. I'm going to bring up another hilarious guy. He is actually leaving the city tonight, so this is your last chance to see him. Give it up for Mr. Michael McGuire.
Wormhole. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Guys, yeah, it's true what Derek said. I'm leaving the city. I've been packing all day. Actually, I had something happen. How many of y'all in a relationship? Wow, that's a lot of single people. That's crazy. I'm in a relationship. Sorry, sad people. But today I did something that I haven't done before in my relationship. I put my foot down. I put it down. I was packing shit up. My girlfriend was out. She was getting more boxes. She got home. I put my foot down. I took a stand. And I said, listen, you need to pick one of these George Foreman grills. There's 5. Pick one. And I saw the look on her face, and I was like, just pick the one you want to throw away, and we'll just keep the other 4. Because, like, right now. And then she was just like, you know what? You're right. And I was just like, holy shit, for real? And she was like, yeah, you're right. Because, you know, like, that one's a sandwich maker. That one makes the grilled cheese with the crust off of it the way you like. That one's actually a waffle maker, but then those are 2 George Foreman, so I should get one or get rid of one because it's 2's too many. Like, even when I'm right, I'm still dumb, which sucks. Like, it could be any. Like, we had an anniversary. I got her a massage at a spa, and I was like, oh, also, baby, I know you were talking about trying to get some lingerie, so I got you this teddy right here. I thought you might like it. And she was like, oh, that's so sweet, but that's a negligee, and I'm not a French whore, so not gonna. Like, I feel like if our relationship could be summed up in one phrase, it would just be like, oh, that's sweet that you tried. I'm not good at it. But I'm moving to Atlanta, and it's not that far north, but it's far enough for me. Like, I don't really like living in the South that much. Like, it's all right, but there's things that get me. Like, I don't like the doctors here. Like, doctors in South Georgia, like, I don't care how educated you are. If you talk to me with that accent, I can't respect you. Like, I drove my girlfriend to the gynecologist one day, and the doctor came, I swear to God, this doctor walks out and he goes, all right, Miss Silverman, you want to come on back in here? I'm going to get up in there and make sure that thing's doing all right. And I was just like, excuse me, sir, 2 things. One, that thing? Is that a clinical term, sir? Where did you go to med school? Aunt Jemima's School of Whistling and Doctoring? 2, when you say get up in there, I just realized I don't know what a gynecologist does. Like, are you fucking my girlfriend in the back? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, I mean, like, if that's your job, then whatever. The other thing I don't like about the South is the teachers. I went to school here in Savannah. I went to Savannah Christian Preparatory School. And I had a teacher at this school that like history teacher, that referred to the Civil War as the War of Northern Aggression. That's not even a bit. That's just true. And she was like, yeah, you know, the North started the war with the South because they didn't want us to have states' rights. And I was like, wasn't it more that they were like, hey, you shouldn't be able to go to the People store and just buy a person like they're a lamp? And she was like, no, it's what I said. But apparently, since you feel so strongly about us having slaves. And I was like, doesn't everyone? And she was like, you can debate. We're going to have a debate. You can argue against slavery, and you're going to argue for slavery. Okay, Jamal? Oh, you bitch. Jamal was furious. Not even because he had to argue for slavery, more just like I was a really shitty debater, and he was real good. Like, I was like, we shouldn't have slaves because it's wrong. And he was like, why? And I was like, because people shouldn't own people. And he was like, well, what if we had some reforms in place where we had a certain level of living where the slaves had to have in order to own slaves? And I was like, that's a pretty good idea. And he was like, dude, make a fucking effort. Didn't go. But I am moving to Atlanta, and despite, you know, all of this, I'm a really big hip-hop fan. Like, I'm a hip-hop fan to the point where I know rappers' real names. And I was in Atlanta, I was doing job interviews, and I ran into Big Boy from Outkast. Like, you guys like Outkast at all? Anyone? All right. Okay, yeah, we got a few of you. But so, like, I'm a respectful person, so I saw him, and I walked up to him, and I was like, oh, Mr. Patton, how are you? And apparently, if you call a rapper by his last name and you look like this, they just assume you work for them. The cool thing is if you don't correct them, you just got a new job. he was like, "Oh, are you the dude that's supposed to look over my books?" And I was like, "Fucking yeah, man." And he was like, "Well, listen, I'm about to go out to lunch. We can make it a work lunch. You like sushi?" And I was like, "Fucking yeah, right. Yeah, I do. That's cool." So we get in his car, and he was playing Future, but then he changed it to REO Speedwagon. And I was like, "You're making a lot of assumptions today, but we'll roll with this." Like, I wasn't going to say anything because I had never been an accountant before. And I was like, maybe accountants only listen to REO Speedwagon. We'll see where this goes. So we get to the restaurant, and he's like, "So, listen." He pulls out this folder. He goes, "I've been thinking about liquidating a lot of my assets in gold. Right now, we're at an 8-month high on the market. I've been following this pretty close. I have a good chunk of change in this. And I'm thinking it's probably going to turn around pretty soon, and I don't want to take a bath on the investment. What do you think?" And I was like, "Oh, yes. You should liquefy your gold, but don't take a bath in it because that'd burn you?" And he was like, "You don't know shit about money management, do you?" And I was like, "No, I do not. That is true. I do not." He was like, "How the fuck did you get this job?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know. I said hi. You saw a tie. Like, maybe it was just white privilege or racism. All I know is you shouldn't be mad at me because I'm so fresh and so clean." And he was like, "Get the fuck out!" Do not quote Outcast at Outcast. They hate that shit. So we got a decent crowd in here. Y'all getting your drinks? You getting pretty drunk? All that good stuff? Yeah? Give it up for your bartenders tonight, working real hard behind the bar, making sure you stay drunk. It's wonderful. Guys, I'll be honest with you. I've never been a bartender, but I've started using bartending phrases in my day-to-day life. I started using bartending phrases mostly in my personal life to protect my ego. Like, I was being intimate with my girlfriend recently, and she looked at me and told me to give her more. And I was like, "Bitch, I'm just going to tell you, like, ladies, there's a lot of ladies around here. Sorry for bitch. I know she's mad at me, too. If you're with a dude, don't say more or deeper, because it's mean. Whatever you're getting is what he has, okay? Dudes with sex are like Republicans with offshore drilling. We're going to go as deep as humanly possible until someone tells us to stop or we run out of pipe. That's just the truth. But I don't drink with people my own age. I'm in my mid-20s, and we don't have good stories. Do we have anyone in your mid-20s? Anyone? There you go. Okay, you're in your mid-20s? What's your best story? Exactly. We don't have good stories. You ask a 78-year-old alcoholic, "Hey, what's your best story?" Off the cuff. "I ever tell you about the time I was in Texas?" No, go ahead. "I was in Texas. It was a big parade, and there was a band, and I had a corn dog with mustard. It was delicious." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And you'd be like, "Yeah, it was a wonderful day until the president's head exploded." "What?" "Oh, yeah, a piece of the skull hit me in my face. It's still in there." "Sir, why don't you get his skull removed?" "Oh, I'm sorry. Has a piece of your face fucked Marilyn Monroe?" "Happy birthday, this piece of my face. Happy birthday." I'm Mike McGuire. Have a good night.
That was Michael McGuire. Everyone give it up. We have 2 more comedians left, and the next one is a very pretty lady. She put on the nicest princess dress she had. So give it up for Miss Stacy Silverman.
You guys, I'm really sorry. I thought this was my quinceañera celebration. I apologize. No, I spent $10 on this dress at Salvation Army, and I have worn it 6 times. What does that say about me? I'll let you guys decide. Who doesn't get along with their sister? Let's start there. Yeah, I don't. I really don't. And I'll tell you guys, it's kind of unfortunate because she's got a Jan Brady complex. I know that's an older reference, but for those of you that don't know what that means, it just means that I'm better looking and better at everything than she is. So we'll go from there. Like 3 people laughed at that. Everyone else is like, "What? I don't get it." That's okay. You guys know, I'm being smited. for being mean about my sister. No, my sister and I don't get along, and she says I ruin everything, and I was really trying to be supportive. My sister graduated from college like a month ago, and I went to the graduation. Yeah, it's very exciting. I went to the graduation, and I was going to be supportive. I really was. And I went, and when they called her name, you know, everyone else is screaming for their siblings, right? When they called her name, I stood up, and I had lost my voice the night before. So what came out of my mouth was, "Ah!" And my dad was laughing so hard, he missed the picture. He missed the picture of my sister walking across the stage. It's just a swiped blur. And I was like, fuck. I was trying to be supportive and I ruined that. No. And of course my sister was pissed. She hated everything. She was so mad. So I decided if I'm going to ruin everything for my sister, I'm going to fucking ruin everything for my sister, right? I'm just going to do it. So, oh, you have a flat tire. I'm so sorry. I left that Smirnoff bottle underneath your car. Oh, I'm really sorry about that. Oh, you can't go see your friend in California because you're on the no-fly list? Oh, my gosh. How unfortunate for you. Oh, I slept with your boyfriend? Oh, just kidding. She'll never have a boyfriend. So, that's all that matters. You guys, I'm not very flexible. I never have been. I've always wanted to be, but I can't touch my toes. It's really unfortunate. And do you ever drop an M&M and watch it roll away knowing that it's gone forever? It's one of the saddest moments of my everyday. It's really unfortunate. Ma'am, do you know what pheromones are? Yeah? You don't want to talk to me, though. I can tell that. Sir, do you know what pheromones are? You do, clearly, ma'am. What are pheromones? It's the way you smell and someone smells you. Yes, that is correct. It's the sentence you put off that someone else smells and it makes them attracted to you, right? Well, I came home the other night and my boyfriend smelled like cookies. He smelled like cookies. Do you know how great that is? Because I don't know about you, sir, but I don't really like the smell of penis. But I'd fuck Cookie Monster in a heartbeat. Right? He's got a big mouth, and he's blue and furry. CH just for cookie, if you know what I mean. Stands for cunt. That's what I was referencing. I just like saying that. Anyone else? It's a good word. You guys want to say it? Oh, there's one. On the count of 3, can we say it? Will that make it? I hope more than one person says it. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good. It's liberating. Makes me feel good. I'm leaving this city. I don't care. You guys, I don't know how much you know about James Brown, but during James Brown's concerts, he got really into it. He got very into his show, and he got so tired, right? And he'd just fall down on stage and be like, I can't do it no more, no! And he'd fall down, and a man would shuffle out from behind a curtain with a cape. And he'd walk over to him, and he'd place the cape on him, and then he'd start to usher him off stage. And then James Brown would be like, wow, no, I can do it! And then he'd keep going, right? It was a great moment every concert he ever did. And I just want all of you to know that that man made more money than all of us combined. He did. You all are very disappointed by that. It's true, though. I mean, but, you know, James Brown is actually pretty phenomenal. In his songs and in his shows, he got really into it, and he'd scream a lot. And a lot of other musicians at that time do it, even some now. I mean, you've got, like James Brown does it. Oh, my gosh, words. Aerosmith. Steven Tyler does it, thank you. And some other musicians, they'll be like, wow! Like in the middle of their songs, right? Like, and then they'll just keep going. Like, they just feel the music so much. But you can't do that in normal conversation. Right? If someone's like, hey, how you doing today? I'm doing okay. Feel all right. Miss Silverman, welcome to my office. Can you tell me where it hurts? My knee hurts. It hurts right here. Stacy, it's time to say goodbye to Grandma. I can't do it no more. Get up. Get on up. I need my cape. You guys like rap music? 3 people. This is fantastic. What do y'all listen to? No, it's fine. I don't really listen to rap music either. It's fine, I don't. My boyfriend loves rap music though, and we were in the car once, and the song Trap Queen came on the radio. And in the song, one of the lyrics is, I'll be in the kitchen cooking pies with my baby. And I just looked at my boyfriend and I was like, oh, babe, we can cook pies together. And he looked at me and he was like, babe, they're making crack. And I got really confused because there's no blueberry or cherry in crack. But you know what? No, I thought about it, okay? I thought about it. And I thought, maybe Mr. Fetty Wap is living the American dream. Okay, maybe he's in the kitchen with his lovely wife, and they're cooking apple and blueberry cherry pies. They're having a wonderful time. And then they go out to their front yard, their white picketed fenced yard, and they play fetch with their dog Skip or Jaquan. And then they go back inside and they make sweet marital love to each other. Or they're in their kitchen and they're cooking a lot of crack and they're making a lot of money. And that, my friends, is the American dream. Thank you all so much. I'm Stacey Silverman. Have a great night.
That was Stacey Silverman. Everyone give it up. Got that dress from the Goodwill, Quinceañera, hilarious. We have one more comedian left. How'd you guys feel? I was about to say, thank you guys for getting as dressed up as you did. You all look so beautiful. I'm going to introduce you to your last comedian. Give it up for Mr. DJ Delgado.
Okay. I like you already. This is going to go really well. I don't even care about anybody else now. Me and you, let's have this thing. And I got to include them a little bit, all right? First things first, Wormhole, let me hear you one time. Now, before we get this thing started, I got to ask you guys a very serious question. It's going to come off as a silly question, but it's a very, very serious one, all right? I'm going to ask you first because we have such a special connection. All right, how many 8-year-olds do you think you could take in a fight? I'm going to set the scene for you. It's just you and then waves of these little motherfuckers trying to take you out. How many do you think you got? So many? That's not really a number, but I can tell you're trying, so 10. Okay. Now understand, these are not battle-tested 8-year-olds. You can just jab them straight in the throat. They're not ready for that shit. Ma'am, how many do you have? 18? Okay, we got 40 over here. Now I feel like I'm a fucking auctioneer. This is not how this works, ma'am. This whole bit has gone off the rails. The whole point is that you beat a whole shit ton of 8-year-olds, guys. After you knock out a few, don't say anything else. You guys are good. Your table is done with your input. One of the biggest things, guys, you got to take into account after you knock out a few 8-year-olds, you got to pick up one of those 8-year-olds, use it to hit the other 8-year-olds. It's going to help regain range, going to make you go for a lot longer. Trust me, beating up children is a marathon, not a race. That's still a race. Didn't think that through. Guys, I hate it. I absolutely hate it when someone tells me that I can't turn a hoe into a housewife. because that makes it seem like I don't know how to spell. And I bet pimps would make incredible tennis players. Because, you know, they have a great backhand, and pimps don't give no love. That's right, tennis jokes. I'm versatile up here, guys. I got woken up in the worst way the other day. I got woken up, thank you for the input. I got woken up, what's your name, ma'am? Skylar? Skylar, I love you, and we are going to chat totally after the show. But if me and you could just, like, keep it mum for the next, like, 4 minutes, that'd be fantastic. So, what the fuck was I talking about? I'm just going to go ahead and say this, guys. Fun fact about me. I'm a quarter black. And when I tell people that, like, they never believe me. And I guess because I don't have any of the obvious stereotypes, you know? Like, I'm not amazing at basketball. I don't have a gigantic dick. Spoiler alert, Skylar. But guys, I make the best fucking Kool-Aid. And when I tell people I'm a quarter black, like, normally people never, like, they can never tell, but there's always, like, a certain subset of people that always seem to know, and it's, like, very old white people. Like, being racist for years is just giving a superpower to this shit. And so this, oh, thank you again. So this old lady came up to me, and she looked at me, and she said, quadroon. And I had no idea what that meant, but apparently quadroon is the racial slur for someone who's a quarter black, which completely threw me. Like, I just thought it sounded like a reject Girl Scout cookie. Like, yeah, man, I ordered a box of Samoas, a box of Dosey-Dos, and a box of quadroons. But for some reason, the quadroons always show up a week late. That's racist, y'all. And I bet you guys that civil rights leaders would look at the world today and just be completely upset and horrified at how little we use water fountains. And doing this, I love doing comedy, guys. But doing comedy, I end up traveling a lot. And I was traveling the other day, and I saw a tree on it. And this tree had 3 separate memorials on it, like 3 separate crosses. I do not know why you're that excited for that. Those people died. It's a little sad, but whatever. So 3 different crosses. I'm going to give that to you guys again. I drove by a serial killer tree the other day. This is fantastic. Which, by the way, guys, if I was to ever drive into a tree and die, do not put a cross up on that tree, all right? Do not put a teardrop tattoo on that tree to let other drivers know not to fuck around with it. If anything, cut that tree down, make my coffin out of it. Let us go out together. Like, you're telling me that if someone came into my house, shot me in the head, you wouldn't rest until you found justice? Oh, I'm going to miss you, Skylar. Not really. Was that on the microphone too? Shit. Guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. I'm DJ Delgado. I appreciate it.
That was DJ Delgado, everyone. Give it up. Give it up for all the comedians you've seen tonight. Give it up for the bartenders who have been working so hard. Give it up for yourselves, everyone. Let me hear some noise for you guys. Now, even though the show is over, I want you guys to stick around because the bar still has drinks, and we have this very, very awesome band Scattered Hamlet coming up right after this. So stick around, you guys.
Yeah, come over. Bring it in. I'm gonna need your help on this. I'm gonna need your help on this next song. So everybody get as close.